My sweet, lovely Cancers, this is your horoscope for July 2025. Happy birthday, my dear July Cancers, and make sure to celebrate your birthday. It's very important in astrology. Solar return, it's called when your sun is returning to the point when you were born, and it's crucial to set intentions for the next 12 months until your next solar return. So make sure to celebrate it, make sure to be on a positive vibrations, higher vibrations in order to manifest the life that you want and that you deserve truly. Now, Jupiter on your side, in your sign for the next 12 months, it should be extremely more powerful and much easier to bring into life all that you wish in deep in your heart, my dear Cancers. Now, July will be epic, to say the least. First half of July, we have amazing transits, but second half of July, we will have a bit of difficult aspects there. All of us will have a bit of a hard time, but let me tell you, it's all manageable. We will get through it all together, my dear Cancers. Now let's begin with Uranus, planet of surprises, shocking revelations, and planet linked to electricity, internet, all the things new, innovations on 7th of July, changing signs. Now, this is one of a slow moving planet. It takes 7 years to change sign, so it means stays in one sign 7 years. And for the past 7 years, it was your friendship group zone. My dear Cancers, all of you guys got so many different people around you from different walks of life. You've seen a lot of people come and go. It could have been like a roller coaster all the time, changing friendship circles, for example, for some of you guys, because I link Uranus as this roller coaster, up and down, up and down. But for some of you, it has been even like more, for all of you guys, it has been more of like enriching, more cultural, more diverse time of your life, because you had immersed yourself into different cultures through people, through maybe work, through your social connections. If you look back of your 7 years, what was going on is that universe was connecting you to different social groups and different groups of people. But now Uranus is moving into your 12th house, and it will stay there until November 2025. So it will give you a window to look into what's going to come into your life fully next 7 years, starting from April 2026, when Uranus will come back to your 12th house to stay there until 2032. So all those 7 years, including this year, you will deal with Uranus in your 12th house. Now, 12th house is a house of privacy. It's a house when it's hidden, where we work in solitude, where we pray for privacy. But Uranus is not a private person. I mean, planet. It's more of a connector. It's about big groups. It's about societies. It's about humanity, and of course, also individualism. It's about here your individuality will blossom fully in your 12th house through your subconscious mind, through your intuition, and through connecting to your inner child, my dear Cancers, in the next 7 years. I won't be surprised if a lot of Cancers will get involved into spirituality practices, yoga, meditation, or any whatever it looks like to you, like astrology, numerology, tarot, maybe, or it may be Pilates as well, or breathing techniques. So Uranus here will give you sort of new ways of understanding yourself, new ways and entry points to get to that access, to your inner child, to yourself, to when you were, when you're kid and you look at to this world with such a big aspirations and eyes, and being a child. So it will give you this electric magnified sort of connection. Anyhow, I will make whole separate video on this Uranus in your 12th house, so stay tuned. You don't want to miss it. Uranus takes 84 years to make whole circle, so this is something new energy we're experiencing as a humanity, because last time Uranus was in your 12th house, it was during Second World War. So from 1941 until 1949, 1948 around. So this was the time when Uranus was in your 12th house. Of course, you hadn't experienced it for some of you guys. So now it's coming back to that point. And I'll make very interesting video. We will go through all the world events. What does it mean for world, and what does it mean for each zodiac sign? So stay tuned for that. But here I'd like to mention that it rules your house of money, and not only money, but also your mystical side. So Uranus is electrifying actually your intuition, your mystical side, your um more like connection to spiritual realm here. It's amazing. So you will have until November a window to see what's going to happen in your life, to get a bit of clues of what Uranus is bringing next 7 years. Let's move forward and talk about this Neptune and Saturn that are newly in your very sensitive part of your chart, which is 10th house of your career and life calling. Now, these two together, they will be all this year hand in hand, but fully they will connect at 1 degree, like same point, only next year. But still, this year they're like two friends, inseparable two friends that are moving back and forth between two areas of your life, but touching very important part of your life, which is 10th house. Now, 10th house is sensitive house in astrology. It's a it's one of the four main sensitive points in the chart, and it's those two, they are circulating in your 10th house. Neptune, planet of illusions, planet of dreams, on July 4th goes retrograde, meaning moves backward in your 10th house. And Saturn on July 13th will go the same way, moving backwards in your 10th house. So these two will start retrograde motion, meaning sending you into retrospective mode. Now, these planets are also slow moving, and their influence when they are retrograde is usually more on a subconscious level, more on a background sort of level. So some sort of tape is playing at the background, and time to time popping up in your mind some thoughts about your career, about your life calling, what you want to do in this life. You will be time to time be given a bit of enlightenments, like sort of bread crumbles, or maybe like changing mind a lot, like from one point to another. Let's say I want to be doctor, or no, I want to be an influencer. So, or all together, like I can combine all together. This kind of thoughts might be occupying, but it's not immediate sort of action required thoughts, but it's more of a inner work. Neptune and Saturn will do that in your 10th house, and plus for some of you it will be more about social status, like maybe some thoughts about your marriage, whether this being married or being single is good for you or not. Is that something that you want, or maybe something that you want to change there? these kind of thoughts. And especially those of you who are like on the CEO level, a managerial level, again, it might be related to those kind of status, like manager level, whether you might send yourself into the journey of, thinking whether you worth this position, whether you worth this influence or reputation, and whether is it something that you crave, is that something that you want only, or maybe something else, maybe there is behind more deeper meaning. So all sorts of these kind of things might be preoccupying your mind starting already in July. And Saturn will retrograde until November of this year, end of November, and Neptune almost pretty much until the end of this year, December 10th. So this whole half year will be sort of for you to a little bit reflect upon your career and social status, while these two planets will be retrograding. Also, it could be about your father's life too. Maybe your father will come visit you literally. It's the most literal, I don't know, manifestation of these planets might be that your father will be visiting you, for example, wherever you live, to stay with you for a time being. Now, July 10th, amazing day, amazing full moon, which is happening in your seventh house, perfect full moon. This full moon will be spectacular. So use this full moon. Now, full moons bring endings, like logical endings, conclusions, culminations in your seventh house. And that full moon will be hugely supported by Mars, action planet, which is in your third house. Now, those of you who are born around 10th of July, 9 to 10, plus or minus 5 days, you will feel this full moon the most. And anyhow, all the cancers will feel, because you are affected by full moon usually, because it's a moon leading, this event, and rather than new moons, for example, because at the new moon, it's more of about sun. Now, at this full moon, ruler of this full moon, Saturn, will conjunct Neptune in your 10th house, the highest point of your chart. Both of them will receive boost from Pluto and Uranus. This is spectacular. Now, Pluto is in your financial house and Uranus is in your intuition house. Seems like you will have an edge to land that job offer. For example, if that is your case, that you want to secure a job, or maybe you're looking for a job, or maybe you're looking for promotion and you've been waiting patiently for promotion, you will hit that button, my dear Cancers. You will sign that contract. This full moon will shine your star. It will shine bright and high, my dear Cancers, if that is your topic. Now, Pluto is also in the mystical part of your chart right now, and Uranus the same, in the hidden, secretive, mystical part, which is both of these houses. They are linked to spirituality, to subconscious mind, mental health. Seems like it might be related to these kind of areas. For example, you might switch to becoming astrologer, or I don't know, yogic practice, for example, or um, someone who will be trained in breathing practice, for example. Whatever like spirituality looks like to you in whatever shape or form, seems like you're gonna embody that. Someone who has a word to say, someone who has influence. So you might start your career here, for example. Also, seventh house is about litigations. Now here you will have amazing edge. You will win that lawsuit, my dear Cancers. No worries on that. And plus, seventh house is also house of committed partnerships, and in and in love and in business. If it's a love area here for you is touched upon, then it might be a logical ending as a in the face of, for example, proposal. or marriage. If you get married around this time, it's even perfect. It's amazing time. Do that. Even like proposal might happen, as I said, as a logical ending. This is amazing full moon to harness the power, and also about business relationship. Mars is in your signing contract house, so seems like you might sign a paper here for one or another reason, and that contract will be beneficial to you, which will boost your career and reputation and influence to the whole world, and will stay long term, my dear cancers. Amazing. Now, July 18th, Mercury, our lovely Mercury going retrograde second time. Now, Mercury retrogrades 3 times per year. Now, this will be the second time, and as you might already know from my videos, if you haven't checked them, check them on my YouTube, and also about Neptune retrograde, not retrograde, Neptune in your 10th house. I made a video, and Saturn in your 10th house. So go check on my YouTube all those videos. Don't forget to check your rising, moon, and sun sign. And Mercury, as you might know, as I said, during Mercury retrograde, it's not advisable to sign any important papers. So you see, second half of July already is not good for signing papers, doing medical surgeries or plastic surgeries. And we need Mercury to be sharp. And also all things related to communication usually go I don't know, sideways, like some messes, like some mishaps happen, some confusions happen, especially if you are planning to sign some papers, because it's retrograding in your financial house, meaning your earning income house. Make sure like to double check, to triple check all the details of whatever you're signing until August 11th, because Mercury will retrograde until August 11th, and Mercury naturally rules your house of communication, my dear Cancer. So make sure to double check with whomever you're working. Second house could be also your work area. A lot of miscommunication might happen, a lot of misunderstandings also, or mess ups might happen here too. And for you here, it's extra important not to buy anything expensive, because second house is about material possessions, especially those expensive things like house, properties, cars, I don't know, transportation, jewelry, because simply you might not like it at the end, or you might change your mind, or something might go wrong, or you might find out something wrong with that purchase that you made. So it could be million reasons, but for now, for the time being, I advise you to postpone those things until second half of August, which will be the better time to do all expensive purchases. I know it's your birthday period, but try to make, wise and rational decisions. You can do that, my dear Cancers. I know you. July 23rd. Now, we are coming to, second half of July, which will be very hard to chew for all of us, not only you, my dear Cancers. So on July 23rd, we have Mars conjunct your south node. Now, Mars is a planet like let's get things done planet. It's impatient, it's action oriented, and it's connecting with your south node in your third house, which will be directly opposing your north node, which is in ninth house. So, and plus into this whole mess, Venus, lover of Mars, planet of love and beauty, that's supposed to bring beauty, which is in your 12th house, will be whole July, will make square, exact square to that Mars together with South Node and North Node. So it's an exact aspect, and something might trigger here in the area of your, let's say, relationship, could be because Mars rules your house of social status, like start living separately, or maybe long distance for time being, or maybe you might travel somewhere far and a bit stay longer there away from your partner, or your partner is staying away from you, or maybe because of he was sent to some business trip and that business trip is getting taking longer than it's supposed to be. For example, these are just examples as it can like manifest, how it can manifest, for example. And also now, because it's third house and ninth house, it's about travel. And Venus is also in your travel house, which is 12th house, which is far lands house. Seems like, you might have an argument here too about like where to live, where, maybe about moving, or maybe about travel. And in general, end of July is not a good time for you to travel, but a lot of you guys seems like will be traveling, and there will be some sort of issues, maybe with some information, missing information, or mess ups with the booking, so booking details. So try to be on your best game, my dear cancers, because this is not amazing aspect, and for a lot of us will be a bit of a difficult one to navigate. And in general, ninth house and 12th house is about life meaning. By the end of July, seems like you will be questioning a lot about like where to take your life, or what is your life meaning, let's say, or what in general you want to do in life. Or maybe it could be related to communication project that you have, like maybe YouTube channel, or writing or speaking, or maybe it's about your book that you're trying to publish. So there will be some sort of issues might be coming up here. Now, also, it could be related, like you will have to travel because of some things that you need to sort out at home, which will be far, like, or with family member, because Venus rules your family members, or maybe because of property, like some sort of issue with property, I don't know. Could be arising here, and you might get some news that you will need to tend to your house or apartment or whatever property you have. And the next day, July 24th, we have this difficult new moon. Again, guys, it's not necessarily like it's not that it will manifest in your life. Always check the degrees that I mention always in my horoscopes. If it's touching your placements, you might not even notice, this new moon. Not all full moons and new moons are hitting our life. Now, this new moon, this particular new moon on July 24th, will be in your second house of money, hitting your second degree, meaning those who are born early in Cancer season, 23rd of June, plus or minus 5 days, you will be affected the most by this new moon, and it will have oppositions from Pluto. Not an easy, not a amazing aspect. Now, Pluto is planet of transformation, which is in your another financial house. Finances that are coming to you from other people, or some sort of help, and it's opposing that super tender new moon in your second house. Seems like there will be a situation related to finances. For example, it could be that you, let's say, because it's new moon, new energy, you might, let's say, receive an offer for a job, but then you might, if you receive that offer, you might lose some sort of support. Let's say because of that job offer, you need to move somewhere and work there and stay, let's say, far away from your partner, which will put at question your financial budget. For example, who should pay what, as an example. So you might lose a bit of their grounding energies, let's say, between you and your partner in terms of finances. Or it could be that you start working now, and because of that, you're losing alimony. Or because you, let's say, you graduated, now you start earning your own money, and of course scholarship is gone. It stopped coming in, for example. um During this new moon we will have support from other planets, from our lovely beloved universe. Saturn and Neptune, which is in your career house, they will send amazing vibration trine to this new moon. Also, they will try to mitigate this Pluto. Now, because they are in your 10th house, so your reputation, whatever you've been building for the past, I don't know, 10 years, and your word, your expertise, your influence will be there to support you. So, seems like even with this kind of combination of aspects, you are still having amazing luck to find a good job offer, for example, or find a resource like money. So this new moon might trigger some sort of a financial issue there that you will be able to tackle with your influence and with your finances. I mean, with your reputation as well. No worries on that. For example, you want to start a business because it's second house. It's about money. You want to generate new source of income, right? But then Pluto is in your eighth house. Let's say bank refused, let's say, to finance your idea, or your business partner or someone who you relied on all of a sudden says, like, because it's opposition and it's a relationship, hitting the relationship aspect, meaning with someone you will have a tension there, or maybe your husband or wife or your partner or business partner who you relied upon about finances to finance this idea to open the business, right? Will, I don't know, betray you, or maybe they will change mind, not necessarily betray, change mind, the wrong choice of word. And they will say that they don't see any more prospect in this idea and they won't be investing. So, but you will have amazing stamina, amazing reputation to go ahead with this idea and start that business by yourself too. Because Saturn and Neptune giving you a lot of momentum and power there in your 10th house, my dear Cancer. So don't lose hope. Always utilize your intuition. Trust your intuition. Uranus will be energizing your intuition house. And most probably, it will be better if you look to your some past resources. As cancers, you usually save a lot of money without saying to anyone. So you will have and resources and reputation and stamina to build financially whatever you put your mind on. No worries on here. Now, and one last thing I want to tell here, you guys, is amazing that July 31st, by the end of July, Venus will move into your first house. Now, so whole August, meaning July will be Venus will be in Cancer, meaning you will be star, you will be shining, you will be attractive until August 25th. I've written here, Venus will be shining you, making you irresistible. You will have this power to convince anyone into anything. Perfect timing to have, I don't know, public speaking or something important, use this time and shine your star, my dear Cancers. Always check your rising sign and moon sign. For my dear Cancers, for you guys, the moon sign is almost obligatory. It doesn't matter which sign is your moon is in. So check that sign horoscope definitely, because it resonates more for Cancer born people. I love you all. Bye bye.